if I learn to relax.
Morning, folks. I'm out on the Ibis Haka today. I've been riding around with the 650B wheels, the 700C conversion, for a couple months now, and I'm gonna try to tell you kind of my reactions or updates to how I feel about moving from 700C to 650B. I feel like I'm not going to do an awesome job on this. Thank you for watching Bike Vids. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. But there's I don't know a lot about trail or, how it affects gearing or all of the intricacies of physics and a smaller wheel size versus a larger one. I don't know a lot about that. I've read stuff about it. But you could read it and explore a lot of that stuff on your own. So I'm going to really just kind of tell you my feelings about the conversion project. And so let's ride around a little bit today, and I'll try to share some of that.
To relax, handle my grand schemes and fulfill those good dreams.
Okay, so maybe we should just start with like an overall verdict of good idea, bad idea for me to convert to the 650Bs. These are the carbon gravel wide plus wheels from Scribe. And the main purpose for me to convert was to get some fatter tires on the bike my hopes were in order to produce a more comfortable and in general kind of safer riding experience on some of the stuff that I'm doing off-road. So overall verdict, I think that this was a good idea. I'm stoked that I have these wheels, and the setup I have right now are the 47mm WTB Ventures. I already have, I feel like, my next tire choice in mind, which would be a Soma Casadero 50mm. But overall, yeah, I think this is great. And guess what? When you buy a pair of 650B wheels, it doesn't mean that 700C wheels cease to exist. So they're there. And if for some reason it was a horrible mistake, you don't like whatever, I guess, effects that you experience, then yeah, you could put those back on and sell the 650B wheels to probably the many people that would like to put them on their bike. For the most part, I feel like we need to trust our feelings when it comes to these things, because we can read all the articles we want, but when it comes to you and the bike and out here on the trails, I mean, it's your thoughts that matter, not what is written in an article or what is even, backed up, I guess, by science to a certain extent. It's kind of more about how it feels to you, which is why here at Bike Vids, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with bike forums, because it comes really down to you. So general impressions on some of my first rides is sometimes it feels like faster, and at other times it feels slower than the 700Cs. When I'm riding stuff like this, which is sometimes tight trails, a little bit pitchy, I mean, it feels the same or faster. There's a turkey in the road. an actual turkey. And when I'm riding on pavement, as you may recall here at Bike Vids, I like to ride to the ride. I think that's one of the best things about gravel riding. And so on pavement, it feels a little slower than the 700cc wheels. But I'm not racing at the moment with these wheels, and so I don't really need to have the fastest setup for everything at all times. And so that's not really an issue. But the overall, another general impression probably has to do with tire pressure and the adjustment time it takes to kind of dial that in. On my 40mm Rattlers, I was, depending on how much road riding to the ride or whatnot, I was running basically anywhere between 35, 38, maybe 40 in the rear and a little less up front. And if these, I had the experience of this the other day, if you pump these guys, the 47 Ventures up to 40, and I feel like completely defeats the purpose of having the bigger tire. It's pretty harsh, a lot harsher than I would say the WTB, the Rattlers were at 700C. So dialing down the tire pressure has been something I've been remembering to do, and I feel like that is maybe just universal, and it's kind of a learning process or a continual kind of learning process with any tire. So today I'm running like 25 in the front and 30 in the back, but I could probably do a little less. I wish I could have got that on tape. I was just passed by a mountain biker, and it was so classic. Santa Cruz there. I think in our short conversation, he referred to me as brother maybe 3 times. There might have been 2 to 3 no worries in there. Truly a shaka wave and a smile moment.
Now what compels you to catalog these catastrophic days? Well, you stopped instead, but you didn't think to pray. Now you yell, you scream, you shoot, you yell hooray. Saint Rubberneck, show us the new way.
Okay, maybe I could talk a little more specifically about a couple things I like about the 650B setup. I can think of 2 at the moment. Maybe I'll think of a 3rd. I'm a smaller rider. I like to say I'm 5'6", but I think I've come to believe that that is a lie. I think I'm 5'5". It's been tough to accept this, but I'm pretty sure it's true. So a toe overlap, toe strike is definitely a problem on most of my bikes. The 650B wheel, even with the 47mm Venture, is still about a 1/4 inch smaller in overall diameter, and so it does reduce a little bit of toe strike. I'm not saying that that's has been a huge problem, but it is a benefit. The other benefit I think I've seen with these tires would be, obviously anything that's descending and rough at all, descending and ruddy or rocky or with a lot of exposed roots. It's smoother rolling over them. with fatter tires. And again, my overall mission with this conversion was to make off-road riding more comfortable and potentially more safe. Thinking about it, I think that there's two things specifically that I would say maybe problematic with the 650B conversion. So the first is pedal strike. Having the 650Bs does lower the bottom bracket a little bit, and therefore lowers the pedals to the ground. And so I've had more pedal strikes in the last couple months riding these wheels on some of the same trails I normally do than I kind of have more or less ever. But today, for example, haven't had a single one. So that dislike could just be a matter of being aware. The second dislike is previously alluded to, having a fatter tire like this doesn't make road riding to the ride more enjoyable. It's a worse setup for that. And a lot of that, I think, goes back to tire pressure. So the tire pressure that I want to be riding dirt on with the 650Bs is not the tire pressure I'd want to be on the road, whereas the 700Cs, there was, I feel like, a little bit more of a universal setup that worked for both. And look at this. This is pretty awesome. Hey, how's it going? Where's the sun?
Oh, I know.
In terms of these make a worse road tire, I feel like what is connected to that is having to adjust tire pressure more. If I was riding out to a dirt ride that required a lot of pavement to get there, I'd be doing a little more lowering of the pressure once I got to the dirt, and then possibly filling pressure back up on the road, which kind of just more means kind of feeling it out, eyeballing it, because I don't carry it perfectly. So it's not like that problem doesn't have a solution, but I do feel like the 700Cs in that regard were more just set it and forget it, and it would be fine. Yes, the final complaint has nothing to do with 650B versus 700C. It just has to do with that. Too loud, these hubs. I know that louder can be better from what I hear. More points of engagement. 2,300 points of engagement on these, but for me, it's too much, folks. It's too much, and so I just wish that Scribe would make a quieter hub. Sometimes for road riding, a loud hub makes me feel a little bit kind of like a badass in a good way, but off-road, I just feel like it's inappropriate. It's so nice and beautiful out here that having just such a loud chainsaw coming from your bike for horses and hikers and everything, just don't really like it. I'm not sure. I figure I'll just adjust to it